Good day. My name is Thakgodi Motsapi. In this video, I'll be providing a lecturing on innovation in the context of higher education module. Our discussion today is on the challenges and opportunities experienced by a postgraduate student in higher learning during COVID-19 period. For that matter, in this video, our lecturing will be twofold. The first fold will be about the challenges that were experienced by a student in postgraduate field in higher learning during COVID-19 period. And the second fold will be about the opportunities that were experienced by the very same student in postgraduate fraternity in higher learning during COVID-19 period. I'm sure you will agree with me that COVID-19 has been the most devastating time of our time. In this period, we have witnessed people dying around the world. In India, for example, people were collapsing in the street and dying in the result. The cremation sites were so overwhelmed that the football grounds were turned into a cremation site. Indeed, COVID-19 has been the most tempestuous and cataclysmic era of our recent time, which nearly brought the world to its knees. Millions of people died. Globally, people perished in the ravages of this horrendous pandemic. In order to curb the spread of this horrendous pandemic, governments around the world instituted strict lockdown measures in which international traveling were halted. This extension went as far as restricting people in their homes. During this period, people were required to physically distance from each other, to wear face masks, to constantly sanitize their hands. Why? Because the virus could be contracted from any surface and in the air. During this horrendous period, many companies were closed. So many people got retrenched. Others, their hours of work were reduced, and so their salaries. During this horrendous period of this horrendous pandemic, we have witnessed leaders providing bad example, stealing funds that were meant to arrest the COVID situation, to assist people to come out from this situation. All these circumstances and others around the world nearly brought the economy of the world to its knees. In this horrendous journey, horrendous transition, horrendous cavalcade, higher institutions of learning were not spared. High numbers of learners from whom emerges from these retrenched families, many of whom became destitute because their families perished. Many of whom they are in non-pecuniary, they don't have money. They are reliant on NSFAS. Were impacted and infected. Lecturers too were infected. The situation was so dire such that the institutions of learning had to come up with emergency remote teaching and learning. In fact, the situation just catapulted. They just pushed institutions of higher learning into applying this method of emergency learning and teaching. In this juncture, learners did not have money to buy airtime. They were required to have gadgets. They were required to buy airtime, they were required to buy data. They could not afford. Indeed, this situation brought the state of preparedness of higher institutions of learning into an epic light of test. Indeed, that situation was so challenging. And no matter how devastating and challenging, no matter how catastrophic it has been, it also provided a corresponding opportunities which were experienced by a postgraduate student in higher learning. Amongst these opportunities that were experienced by this student, it is the ability to learn outside of four-walled rooms, ability to move out of bricks and mortar into the Internet of Things. As I'm talking to you, I'm using Internet of Things to interact with you. Whether we like it or not, we are in a state of fourth industrial revolution. It is here and it is here to stay. And it provides the opportunities that stride into infinities and innovations. State of the art of innovation. So currently, there are global issues going on, which provides many opportunities. The biggest question is, how can students reinvent, reposition themselves so as to benefit in this greater scheme of things in higher learning institutions? The first step that student needs to take in an effort to reinvent, to reposition themselves, is to rethink how they think. Yes, students need to rethink how they think. And the best strategy to assist them to do that is to adopt digital transformation. Digital transformation. What is digital transformation? For the fact that I'm utilizing this gadget to transmit information to you, it is digital. It's about integrating technology in everything that we do, in our processes, in our everything that we do, so that we provide a seamless and great customer experience to our customers. It's about adopting digital mindset. So in order for you, a student, to apply this strategy, it must be backed up by a strong ethical culture. What do we mean by ethical culture? We mean doing things right the first time and always and in the very same manner. It is very important because culture drives strategies. By culture, we mean the manner in which you do things, the way you do things. It is very important. No matter how effective, no matter how brilliant the strategy might be, if the culture is erroneous, that strategy will fail. But if the strategy is good, no matter how weak the strategy might be, because the structure is ethical, strong, it will evolve this strategy to execute brilliance. The question therefore might be, as a student, I don't have money. How will I adopt this digital transformation? I need you to know. You don't. All that you need to network. Network with the like-minded. That is key to ensure mutual beneficiation. The first and the foremost thing, it is the transformation of the mind. The mind must be transformed. The first thing that needs to be transformed in order to acquire, to capture, it is the mind, more than anything else. And the rest will follow. Capitec is a case in point, in case you doubt. You know, it emerged from, or it became the end product of the banks that were using conventional way of banking. Customers were coming and queuing and having to fill up, you know, huge and barrage of documents, which were boggling to the minds of customers. Then Capitec came and it saw and it introduced the paperless banking. And look where it is today. Its shares, by the time when it entered into the market, it was R1. Today we are talking of its shares at 2,000 Rand per share. So you can see the importance of networking, the importance of digitalization, the importance of the transformation of the mind, the importance of innovation. Amongst the things that learners learned, they have learned firsthand to be resilient too. That is, if there is anything better learned out of COVID-19 phenomena, is resilience. What is resilience? It is the ability to recover from loss-producing ordeal, from loss-producing circumstances and challenges, no matter how tempestuous it might be, and taking lessons learned out of such ordeal situation and use it as a catalyst to achieve brilliance. That is another aspect that students learned out of COVID-19, resilience. So despite all the challenges that learners faced, it is resilience backed up by innovation that will aid them to grab and identify opportunities into the Internet of Things. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, and just to reiterate what we've been interacting on, yes, we've acceded that COVID-19 has brought the most tempestuous and cataclysmic period of our time. It has brought serious challenges to learners. However tempestuous COVID-19 it has been, it also provided the corresponding opportunities. And all those opportunities, for them to be grabbed by students, they need to adopt digital transformation. Digital transformation is about integrating technology in everything that we do. There are lots and lots and lots of opportunities provided by the digital space. Even now, if you can adopt it, you will make money. And that really brings us to the conclusion of our lecturing for today. So we've got two activities for you as learners today after watching this video. Now, the first activity, think about your current challenging situation of learning in higher education. So how, as a student, can you overcome such learning ordeal through innovation and resilience so that you achieve your academic goal? So in a pair of 5 to 10 student discussion, please sit around and discuss that. And then immediately after, the activity number 2 will follow. You prepare a PowerPoint presentation to present the finding and innovative ways to overcome such an ordeal or challenging situation. With that, therefore, our lecturing comes to an end. Thank you very much.